Oh, excuse me. Hello, Selkie. Diesel, you're here. Maybe we'll actually make progress tonight in this game. Ian, that pun doesn't make any sense. But okay. Which one was fair? Dates. Yes. Yes? Yes, okay. Chase, hello! How are you all doing tonight? Playing Confrontation with Jismar. Oh my god. Is that going to be the legacy of this playthrough? Probably. It did not take long for us to depart. We met up with the Archon and his apprentice one final time. Oh, this is the last time we're going to see Anatol? I see. I think I can turn up the volume a little bit. Okay. Anatol has prepared for us several dried meals, all packaged neatly, together in cloth pouches. He handed them to me with an understanding that I would ration them out on the journey. There is bite bars. Yes, bite bars. That should keep you going for a few days at least. Good luck, Remus. I hope you'll come back and see me sometime. If you, when you get better. Be safe. The Archon also gave us fresh bedrolls and a sturdier backpack made by one of the craftsmen at the Vale, which I exchanged for the old leather one. Bite bars? Is there a joke I'm missing? Did I say it wrong? Is that a thing? I don't know. We said goodbye and turned our backs, trudging through the shallow waters to start the trek through the forest once more. Although it was afternoon already, we would not allow ourselves to waste half a day. Our schedule is tight, and any interruption on the road might be too costly. You were making fun of me. What? Ian, you would never do that. Still, I risked turning my head, taking in the view of the Vale one last time. I don't know if I'll ever get to see this place again. The Vale has taught me a lot about magic, and I'm very excited to start teaching some of the, testing the new ideas I've gathered. So many possibilities. I'm finally starting to feel like I'm gaining some control. The future is brighter, even though I know a dark shadow lurks beyond the horizon. But will never concern myself with those demons just yet. There is another shadow in my mind. Few words were spoken as we carried on to the evening. Most of the gloom hanging over our heads had been lifted. We had left the sanctuary on the wrong foot. But now we were traveling in lockstep once again. In worse company, bitterness would rise to the top and lead us all down a black road. Knowing that we walk the same path, that we keep going shoulder to shoulder, that our legs ache together, it helps bind us to one another. At least that's how I feel about our journey. Jimsar's frustration are proving to be troublesome, though I'm not sure I can blame him for the standoff with Chilas. The Umbral scoundrel played a part in all of our sorrows. Jimsar wants to hold him to account for our plight and pain, and his burden is heavier than mine. Yet, I can't help but feel like I share some of the guilt. If I didn't wake up in the middle of the night and interrupt the theft, none of this would have happened. Alan and I still be there, working at the shop. Jimstar would still be with the watch, with his father, and free of any sigil. Those watchmen wouldn't have died. Celeste's friends wouldn't have died. All for what? One broken dagger? I wish I could turn time and prevent all of this from happening. I wonder if he blames me for any of this. Jimstar has been fair towards me, despite his disapproval of my pervaderly inclinations. He has made it clear multiple times that he values his service and honor as a Knight of the Watch, and I know he would never voice any regrets for putting himself in danger that night. Cowardice is alien to him, and he would gladly risk his life to save mine again, or anyone else's. Though, I really wonder. Does he wish, as I do, that Celeste would have stolen the dagger, and that we would be spared this travail of desperate travel? That's fine. Wait, he said the title full credit. Did they? I don't know. Damn it, Remus. You mustn't keep dwelling on the bad parts. It is as Vinter says, we must commit to life. I will do all I can to prevent any more harm. Umbral has those daggers, and I'm sure they're going to use them towards some ill end. Sooner or later, we'll start seeing more people with the same sigil and Jimstar's in mind. Once we find a cure, we'll be able to help anyone else who is cursed by these daggers. Yes, that has to be our goal, for everyone's sake. We didn't travel too far out on our first day. With time and treating? Is it treading or treating? The dulling light of the evening would soon descend upon us, a rising chant of crickets and chorus frogs told us there was a pond nearby. The air was cold and bitter. Each of my footsteps crackled into the crumbling ground, pushing up dust wherever I went. At this rate, those boots will wear out in a couple of weeks. I'll have to find replacements soon. As always, we tried to take the road least traveled. Tread like treadmill? Okay, I can understand that.
Once we cross the,
yes.
we shall follow the common road north, from Skies.
Skies? Okay.
I doubt we need to worry about the Inquisition sentinels after that.
The knapsack was very snug and comfortable on my back. Even though it was bigger and weighed an extra pound or two, I felt much more balanced carrying things like carrying this thing around. I reached back to pull a bite bar from one of the side pockets. It's so much easier this way. I don't have to stop and rustle through it to find what I need. Since almost everything has its own neat little compartment. I unwrap the cloth around this snack and bring it to my lips. My teeth sink in, and I feel a pleasant crunch. Something popped in my mouth, and a sweet nectar oozed all over my taste buds, overwhelming my senses with nutty, citrusy, and cinnamon flavors. This is so delicious. Thank you, Anatole. I wonder if this is some special recipe of his. Alan, have you ever had one of these? I snap it in half and push it in front of his face. He turns his nose and waves it away.
No, thank you. They're too sweet for me.
Why haven't I ever tasted one before? They're great.
It's a Pervader delicacy.
Oh, does it have some kind of magical ingredient?
In a sense, it's made from the bite fruit of which aren't grown by shellmen.
Shalemen? What is that? Jimsar's curious eyes were drinking in the confection in my hand. I gave the piece to him instead. He grabbed it without hesitating, though he made sure to sniff it a few times and even look over it like some bloodhound. Okay. I promise I didn't poison it. He made a snide look, rising to my provocation. He munched on the bite bar. Pretty good, isn't it? I took another bite as Alan flashes a smile. Both Jimsar and I made loud crunching noises as we continued to enjoy our nutty treats. You've been keeping these to yourself. I didn't even know what they were until today. I'm of a mind to relieve you of that backpack. Help yourself. They're in the side pocket. Okay. He finishes off the piece I had given him and started licking his fingers. But I shouldn't. I still have some rations left from Miriam. Nutty treats? Oh my god. Cody! I expect that from Ian. Aren't they stale by now? If it's not spoiled, it shouldn't be wasted. I pulled another bar, and wiggled it towards him a couple of times. Can I tempt you, Jimsar? His eyes dart between mine and my prize as we continued walking. Biting his lip, he reached out to grab it slowly. That's it. I know you want it. That glint in your eyes can only mean one thing. His fingers touch the bar, wrap around it, and I loosen my grip. Go on, Jimsar. Take it. Then, he swipes the bar out of my hand and forces it back into the side pocket. No! I flinch and stumble as he gives my backpack a firm slap. Paws off those sweets, Remus, or else I'll have to carry them. Fine by me. I've been lugging this travel bag around long enough. What? Oh, just wait till he reads my comment. What? What? I made as if to remove the backpack, and Jimsar hurried to stop me, holding down the straps to my shoulder. Hang on. You're not giving that thing to me. I'll take the snacks. You keep the backpack. Oh my god. So I have tempted you. No. I'm just not sure whether you'll gorge yourself to death. Can I trust you? What if I don't trust you? Oh, really? And Jimsar walked behind me and reached into the backpack, ruffling through it as we walked. I told you, they're in the side pocket. Just keep moving. I tried, but his search slowed me down. Alan glanced at us amusedly as he strolled ahead. A few moments later, Jimsar stopped and joined alongside me, holding out one of his pouches that I had been carrying on my back. He untied the small knot and revealed the contents. I better not see a comment. A bunch of square crackers. He shoved the open bag in front of me. Try this. I took one. I took one. Then he took one. I thought we were done with the snacks. He bit into it, and I followed. Rye biscuits. A bit tasteless, save for a sprinkling of salt. Also very stale, at least a couple of weeks old. Is this what you eat? What do you think? It's a good meal. He seems offended. Good? They're stale! I know, but rye is very nutritious. You have no taste. It's good for you. Did you expect me to spit it out? He sighed. Well, I'll be eating these crackers first. But why? They're going to spoil by the time we get to the, Ions Road, and I don't like to be wasteful. Neither of you are going to eat them, so it falls upon me to do it. I didn't expect you to like them so much. I'm used to eating stuff like this. My own family owns a bakery. Plenty of goods went stale sitting on the shelves and counters, but me and my brother ate them all the same. Really? Did you only eat leftovers? No, of course we ate fresh food as well. Stews and cheeses every other day. Jim Sar's nut, oh my god. Mother's cooking was the best. I can't wait to get home next year to have a proper meal. But she would agree with you if the Duchess herself gifted us a cake. Mother would put it away until all of yesterday's biscuits were gone. Anything that remained, she would pack up in baskets and send them off to the church across the market to give alms. Your mother sounds like a very kind woman. Yes, well... Remus, look at what you've done, dragging flour all over the floor. Mercy, boy, how many times have I told you to check your sacks before you bring them in? Clean it up right this instant. Wipe away that smile, Marcel. I saw you poking holes in those bags, scoundrel. Go grab a bucket and help your brother. Now, mister. God, give me strength. Your father should have smacked you into shape when you were young. So, she tried her best to raise us right. I've never had anything quite like bite bars though, and I thought I'd taste everything. Oh my god. They are pretty good. Did you make terry cakes back home? No, I'm not sure I've heard of those either. Oh, really? What's it like? It's a cake filled with creamy melted chocolate and a lot of chocolate syrup on the top. I think there are some in fruit too, but I can't remember what kind. You need to eat it in a bowl with a spoon because it gets everywhere. Very messy. It sounds tasty. It is. Mercy. It's been so long since I've had one. Must have been before I joined the watch. Father used to buy them when I was little. His eyes were lost in a glaze. Yeah, in a glaze for a while. Glaze? Okay. Now that I think about it, I haven't seen terry cakes outside of Earthring. It might be a specialty. But why am I talking about cakes? Because you like cake. Nice memory. You distracted me with your bite bars, but I wanted to make one thing clear. They're food, not treats, alright? I shrugged. Fair. I wonder if you ever really listen, or just say things to pass the time. Hearing the flat annoyance made me chuckle. I listen. I do not always heed. You think you need better? You know better? No, but sometimes you and Alan miss things that are important. What did I miss? Well, yes, our food will last longer if we eat the stale things first. But you're forgetting about our moods. There isn't much to enjoy on this journey, other than our own company. No drinking, no dancing, no songs. Not even a deck of cards to pass the evening. The least we can do is allow ourselves to savor a good meal. Don't you think that's important too? He glances away from me, mulling things over. Moral is important on any mission. Oh, morale. Okay. You are right. And Jimsar kept staring downwards, thinking away from the moment, unaware of his slow pace. I matched it, walking shoulder to shoulder as Alan pulled away, ahead. Eventually, we came to a crawl, almost stopping. Are you okay? Are you okay? He shook his head out of his stupor. I shouldn't need you to remind me of that. So stupid that I would forget. It's alright. Any army is in low spirit is brittle, and breaks against an even foe. We're not an army. No, but a group is just the same, and I should not add to our troubles any more than I have already. Knock yourself out on those sweets, Remus. I'll say nothing more about it. Great. We'll have some on our next stop. None for me, thank you. But I thought... No, you're right. If you're feeling down, you should take the opportunity to treat yourself. But I won't be needing any sweets. Jimsar. A part of a soldier's regiment. Wait, regiment? Remus, I do not crave. And it would be sinful to indulge. I shake my head and sigh. You need this too, you know. I do not. Is morale all about avoiding spoiled food? Alan's not eating those bite bars either. Are you gonna argue with him about it too? Forget the bite bars. Anatole gave us plenty of other food. When we make camp, we're all eating something good together. And what about the crackers? Keep them for the road tomorrow. Well, alright. You should know you're not doing me any favors, though. Those crackers I would have eaten tonight will instead be put off for tomorrow, and the ones from tomorrow, the day after that. All you've done is age my meal for a day. Thanks a lot. Okay. You forget, half of your crackers are mine now. Okay. Well, let's see how you feel about it in a couple days. A short while later, we come upon a crossroad leading to Skies. Many travelers were running up and down the main road. There was a caravan perched on the horizon leading into the city. Beyond the hill, I could not tell whether they were leaving or arriving. Thankfully, none of them were near enough to recognize us. Further south, there were two mounted men riding alongside each other. Might be guards or sentries, even though the law of this place is unlikely to be aware of us. We all agree not to tempt fate. Instead, we went east along a dirty path meant for the local farmers until it leads us to the Gynax. Alan claimed that there was an old, disused bridge upstream that would allow us to get to the other side safely. And Jimsar had suggested to pay one of the local fishermen to ferry us across, though Alan didn't like that idea, as it might attract too much attention. We wouldn't do We wouldn't do it today, however. Dusk was setting in, so we decided to settle in for the night. The three of us continued east until we were far enough away from any other soul, or at best we could tell. Or as best as we... Not too far, though, as there was another village further up. A small gap adorns the inward curve around the river's bank, which gave us good shelter for setting up our tents. Surely, all three of us huddled around the tiny flame of the campfire, its orange glow melting with the evening hues. I took up the task to serve us food, taking out and unwrapping the goodies in my backpack. Rigianello. Got it, is one of my favorite dishes. Tiny thimbles of dough filled with moudon mince? Roasted and glazed in garlic honey. How delicious. Classic ordained cuisine. It smells so good. I almost feel like I'm home again. Anatol, I will have to repay you the favor someday. Jibsar flashed me a miffed expression as I heated up the food and put it into bowls for each of us. He tried to appear implacable right up until I pushed the meal into his hands, but he knew I wouldn't accept his defiance. Once he took a whiff of it, however, all measure of restraint abandoned him. Dig in. At times, Jimsar would glance my way and realize that he had eaten faster than me or Alan, and he would slow down again. By the time me and Alan were halfway done, he only had a few pieces left. Want more? Of course not. Only eat as much as you need, and keep the rest for tomorrow. Treat them as rations, or have you forgotten already? I suppressed a chuckle and continued to enjoy my meal. With our bellies full and our hearts content, we all lay back and lounged around the dimming flame. Yep. We were dull to the falling dusk, mesmerized by the bubbling sounds of the river and the faint whispers of our own breathing. For a little while. It felt good to be here with them, to share this small moment of silence and respite, comfortable with each other's presence. Alan yawned, breaking our trances. And Jimsar rolled over and started rummaging through the bag. I'm going to refill my water skin. Take mine too. Take Alan's. Sure. Alan seemed to be as numb as I've ever seen him. He's been fairly silent since we left Vale. Not surprised, but not a good sign either. When he noticed me staring at him, he glanced away. I'm sure he knows we need to talk about what happened, but I don't think he's going to speak up first. All I want is what's best for every one of us. Do you want to talk? He sighed and leaned back against an old log, closing his eyes and resting his hand on his belly. No. Why didn't you tell me about Chillass? Why would I say anything about him? Amusement edged his words, masking his disdain for the topic. You really don't want to talk about it, but we have to. He used to be your apprentice. Why would he steal from you and join Umbral? I haven't seen him in years. I wish he would have known better, but alas. Chillass was your apprentice. What happened to him, Alan? Why are you so interested in my affairs, lad? How could you say that? Alan, I care about you. Care enough to spare me this? No, don't give me that. My teeth clenched with a spike of frustration as I struggled to put thought into words. I need to get through to you. Chillax is part of this now. He held a knife to my neck, Alan. I need to know.
Nothing I can tell you about him will help us find a Niganti dagger any sooner.
It's not about the dagger.
The only thing I care about is finding a dagger. That should be your only concern, too.
There is pain between you and Chillax, but you won't tell me, even though I care about you.
Young men should look to the future, not their elders' pasts.
I think you're suffering, but you don't want me to. But you don't want me to know about it. Am I stupid for wanting to help you through that?
You've never been stupid. You've never been stupid, Remus.
Will you tell me then? The pause lingered. And after a while, I knew he wouldn't give an answer. I stared down at him, offended by his defiant dormancy? Yes. Jimsar is still at the river. He is taking the opportunity to wash himself up, so we have a little bit more time. When I woke up in the cellar in Chariot, cell, it's cell. I didn't know what to think. I'd never seen the inside of a jail before. Everything felt so wrong. Becoming a pervader, the interrogations, this affliction. You were there with me throughout all that madness, and you're still with me. You didn't have to do any of this. None of this is your fault. And still you throw away all you had just to help me in Jimsar. You treat me like the most important thing in your life, but still you shun me. Why can't you let me help you? I want to help you.
Lad.
You can't just sweep this under the rug. Whatever happened between you and Chillax, now I'm involved as well. You need to tell me. He opened his eyes, avoiding my stare.
Fine. Chillax was an orphan when he arrived at our sanctuary. He was such a young boy. It's hard to think back and remember how it was back then. Shy as a mouse. But his eyes were clever. When the other boys tried to invite him to play, he would freeze. He didn't even know how to kick a ball. I had just taken a new apprentice under my wings at the time, a lad much older than him. I never liked having more than one apprentice, but I wrestled with the idea of taking him in as well. After a while, I did. The boy needed more attention, or my attention, so I didn't trust anyone else to take care of him the way he needed. I don't know him. I don't know anymore. There were others who could have taken him in. Perhaps I should have let someone else. Well, it doesn't matter anymore. He grew fond of me. I grew fond of him. He was like my son. I loved him dearly. I still love him, but...
Alan fought against his trembling lips, aching for the right words, staring and starting and stopping sentences before any message made any sense. Mercy. He had such a bright future ahead of him. He shook his head repeatedly, and he fell silent for a while. I shouldn't have abandoned Chillax. I was weak and afraid, and I abandoned him. And look at him now, playing with Rose. Oh, mercy. The sound of crunching grass put an end to our conversation. Jimsar approached, laying down our water sacks by the backpack. He kneeled down at his bedroll. A gust of wind blew between us, knocking out the lazy fire. Whether from the exhaustion of travel, of talk, or of both, the old bear leaned over and crawled under our shared tent, barely making an effort to cover himself as he sat to sleep. If we had more time alone, perhaps I could have gotten more out of Alan. Darn it, Alan. I felt bad, knowing that I'd stirred up his past, and that he probably wouldn't sleep well tonight because of it. I wish I knew more, just so I could help him through this. Meeting a chillass at the sanctuary has shaken him in ways I do not yet understand. Without much else to do, I fell into the bed alongside Alan. I'm sorry, old bear. Hope you feel better tomorrow. Slumber came to me and offered up a dream. The grains of my vision shattered. Then assembled into the shape of an ashen wasteland, home of my gloomy acquaintance. He always waits for me to return. The stranger made no movement, appearing as a lifeless statue set into a black pyre. I decided not to stir him yet. The vapid expanse has grown a measure of familiarity since my last visit. No longer am I unsettled by its trapping and hopeless facade. Alan had said dreams of the province of magic, and through that understanding I am able to perceive the potential hidden in this place. Absence of itself is a pattern. Endless, heatless desert is like an empty piece of paper, begging for my writing. Without sparing a second thought, I conjure up a wisp and made it float above, shining its comforting light. The rays flew and fell across the empty land. It's lurched. Wait, it's trenchant? Granted me control over my surroundings. Every handful of sand, every mouthful of air, my foundation for what it is came. From his position, magic is as easy as breathing, as easy as thinking. My imagination bursts with visions of the past, and I decide to settle on one pretty scene from my recent memories. Reality shifts and assembles into a mockery of the veil. It made the most sense. This is where Mithril Ryman, taught me how to bring my dream to heal.
Remember, not to get too caught up in the illusion. Getting lost in here can be dangerous. You have a keen mind, but you need to keep it sharp, even as you walk, and look and speak, or even think.
Time seems to pass as I play within my own mind work, though I cannot say for certain. Regardless, I know there is a limit to how much I can do in one session. Best make use of it. I turn to focus my attention on the shadow that haunts my dreams. He is out of place here. The insistent flames around him make it hard to ignore his presence. All my dreams are unstable, and I am beginning to think it is because of you. Can you speak? The shadow seems to hear me, tilts his head towards me. Maybe you can't speak. Can you understand me? His eyes were like pearly stars, beaming down at me as I stepped closer. Not if you hear what I'm saying. I detected a slight shrug in his shoulders, and a tiny shift of weight to the other foot. Whoever you are, you can hear me, but I am not speaking your language. His outfit definitely paints him as a foreigner, as a elaborate skirt ran down below his knees, though the details and patterns were lost through the smoldering blur. It didn't look like anything I'd ever seen before. Evenly layered wrappings were taut around his waist, giving edge to his muscles. 6 pendants hang from his neck. Do they? Okay. Resting against his broad chest. I stopped right in front of him. Despite his burning aspect, I didn't feel any heat, nor were there any sizzling or crackling sounds. I brought my hand forward to check the flames, but I couldn't sense any change in temperature. Does heat even exist in this place? The shadow looked down at me as I considered what to do next. He tilted his head to the side in a curious manner. I think he is aware of all of this. Let's see if we can establish some kind of basic communication. I gestured at him with both hands, poking my chest. Remus. His chest moved up and down, as if sighing, though I didn't hear or feel his breath. His body is so dark, it is difficult to distinguish whether he even has a mouth, let alone other features. He even made a move to turn away from me, slow enough that I wouldn't be startled. Where are you going? The shadow, meandered, yes, towards the tree and under its leaning trunk. I chased after him, making sure to keep a few paces between us. He reached up to touch one of the branches, trailing his fingers along the bark. Did I say a word wrong? Did I say four-year when I didn't mean to? Is that what happened? Damn it. He reached up to touch one of the branches, trailing his fingers along the bark. He followed it down to its its landed canopy, and picked at the leaves, rolling them between his fingers. They were slow, heartfelt movements. What are you? Who are you? Some part of me knew this was not just a figment of my imagination, or a conjured-up entity. Mithril Ryman said as much. The two Pervaders may share a dream if they enact the proper spell, but for it to happen without their forethought is a sign of an irregular mind. A shame we had to leave Vale so soon, else he may have helped me figure you out. A man as dark as night covered his ghostly white flames. Oh, why do you haunt my dreams? The shadow turned to face me once more, taunting me with his occult gaze. He held out his hand, presenting an open palm. He wants me to grab it. Though I knew his flames were harmless, I would try not to. I would not rush to accept it. There we go. The previous times we met, I could barely look at him before the dream collapsed and threw me back into the real world. I already feel the instability in this place. If I touch him, I might experience another crash. If you're ever unsure of the decision, just ask yourself, what would Darian do? I don't know. His hand did not beg, nor did he ask for a handshake. His gesture was an invitation towards something. Is it wise to deal with shadows? Will it seal me into a different fate? More or less uncertain than the one I was given in Chariot? Or are you part of it? You are. Of course you are. How could I think otherwise? You came into my world after that dreadful night. Did you, herald my, affliction? Are you the thing that's killing me? I felt myself being pulled in all directions. There is too much potential behind you. The swirl of possibilities is causing me to become dizzy and loose. The primary part of me, the primal part of me wanted to run away from this thing, as if it was a looming predator, poised to strike. Anyone would feel the same. This shadow would be judged a demon in any other mind or tale. Yet, why am I drawn to you? This dream has made me deathly curious. Maybe that's your strategy. The siren sings its pretty song, urging ships and men into their watery graves. Are you a siren by another name? You tempt me with something I do not know, but that I am desperate to learn. I feel myself tremble, as if I had two souls wrestling for control over my body. This dream cannot persist much longer. Soon everything will fall apart, and I will have done nothing. Oh, fuck. We'll go here. We'll save that there. I reached out and grabbed it. I felt a great vibration rushing in a wave all across the world, thundering through each of my senses like an avalanche. It reaches an uncomfortable apex, as if I was about to be torn to shreds by a storm of splinters. Then everything went dark. Am I? I was blind in a dark world, but I shouldn't have woken up. Where am I? It is time. Go. You must take your brothers now. I will. Thank you. Thank you for everything. The vibration returned and rose up again until it overwhelmed all other experiences. Darkness. In the darkest darkness, gave way to the to a relentless assault upon my mind, as if there were a thousand beasts clawing at every inch of my soul. Suddenly, I thrust myself upright and gasped for air. Remus? Oh, there. Take it easy. The mental fog caused me to panic briefly. I clutched my chest and tried to remember how to breathe. Are you alright? Did you have a bad dream? I glanced at him and nodded strongly, though I wasn't really sure if I was whole. The light of the morning burned my eyes as I fought to regain my composure. I'm fine. He kept his attention on me for a while, checking to see if I really was okay. When my breathing returned to normal, he opened up the water skin and held it to my face. Drink. After that, I was alone, and I retreated back down under the tent to gather my thoughts. For a while, I forgot there was a real world out there. Damn it, that was stronger than any other dream I've ever had. I'm still so tired. Every muscle ached. faked? Yeah, I forgot. Words are hard, guys. I can barely think. My hand falls upon my belly, and I realize that just how sensitive my skin feels. Could it be the affliction? I lifted my shirt to inspect the damage. My finger run along a crackling tendril, searching for any new signs or markings. The wound did not change. I may be coming down with a fever, or madness. A short while later, Alan offered me a cup of tea. By the end of it, I was feeling a lot better, though it was still difficult to think. I dreamt the shadow again.
Is that why you woke up so troubled?
I think so. It's a bit of a haze right now.
What do you remember?
I think it spoke, or every memory I attempted to recall was a struggle of numbing pain and perplexity, though the pieces were beginning to fall into place. Someone spoke. There were two of them. They said, "Take your brothers."
What else happened?
I don't know. It's hard to remember. Alan nodded slowly, waiting for me to continue. The shadow is still in my dream. I'm not sure what it is, or what he is.
Describe the shadow for me.
He's a feline, but he's so dark I can barely tell anything barely tell anything about him other than his shape.
I know it seems strange to see this thing, especially now that you have Pervader dreams. Nightmares can be very disturbing. I think it's nothing more than that, just a trick of the mind. You've been very eager to learn magic. I'm proud of you. Pervaders usually do not begin exploring their dreams, their dreaming talents, until much later on, after you've gained mastery over the basic functions. It can be dangerous to do what you've been doing. If you let yourself sink into a great fantasy, you might never come back to the real world. You should stop appeasing that thing in your dreams.
I don't think the shadow was fake.
Nothing in our dreams is fake. I'm not saying that the shadow has no meaning. If its presence puzzles you, perhaps you are not yet ready to tackle that part of yourself.
Isn't it possible that it came from somewhere else?
How many brothers do you have?
Me? 4.
Your shadow is feline, like yourself. It spoke to you of its brothers.
What are you saying?
Perhaps the simple explanation is the most accurate one. Have you considered that your shadow may be an aspect of yourself?
It doesn't feel right.
I know. I'm sorry.
Alan gave a bitter chuckle and leaned forward to grab my shoulder.
Don't allow this dream to become a nightmare. No good can come of it. You have more than enough of your mind. You have more than enough of your mind already. I've told you before that you should try to force yourself to wake up. Forget this phantom for now. Your talents will grow in time, and then you will be better equipped to deal with it.
His eyes reassured me. Then he stood up and left me to enjoy my breakfast alone. As much as I appreciated Alan's advice, I was convinced that there was more I could have learned about my obscure friend. I agree with Alan's sentiment, however. That dream was exhausting, and it seemed as if I had forgotten a great trauma. And doing this every night will likely make me go insane. I'll have to be more careful when I meet my shadowy friend next time. The three of us hung around for about an hour longer until the sky turned blue. Farmers began their daily toil together with sunrise, but we would not show ourselves. Wait, but we would not show ourselves so early. First light pains all strangers into pretenders, and we would appear very out of place passing through their lands. We followed the river bank east. A grizzled fisherman and his son, or nephew, saw us as they were preparing their bait for a new day's catch, though they didn't pay us much attention. There were others along the way, and another village by the shore, but we passed them all without quirking any brows. It was past noon when we arrived at the bridge Alan had spoken about. As we got closer, I realized that it was in shambles, with many broken steps and weathered pillars. This is definitely not a place where people cross regularly. You'd have to be a madman to go this way. Looks fun though. Like, we approached the bridge.
Mind your step.
This will be a little dangerous. There were large gaps between the wooden beams, which together with the pillars supported the brunt of the entire construction. Many boards had fallen away long ago, and nobody deemed it worthy to fix them. Take a wrong step and you might find yourself swimming downstream and getting fishes out in sky. At least we know there aren't many people going this way. Alan moved first, and I followed. The wood was rotten, whining under every step. Almost half the boards appeared too flimsy to trust you with your weight. We came upon a broken section at the end, halting our progress. Only half the handrail still connected the two sides of the bridge, though it certainly wouldn't be able to carry us over. I think I can jump it.
No, don't risk it.
Alan flicked his finger and uttered under his breath. A black square manifested out of the thin air, filling in the gap of like a floating carpet. Alan stepped on it, then turned to offered his hand. So Remus is heartless or nobody? Oh, we don't need that kind of discussion, Diesel. Not yet.
The spell is more slippery than you expect.
Seeing him stand on it made me anxious. The dark platform looked more like a hole than a cellar. Wait, cellar, yeah. Rather than a stair. And I worried he would fall into it once reality caught up with the moment. I pushed past my fears and grabbed his hand. Magic is still strange to me. Better start getting used to it, Remus. It was almost like walking on ice, though we had a stable surface to tread. You can still slip and fall over without any hand railing. Careful. After inching forward with great care, we were finally on the other side. I turned to look back at the trail and saw that Alan had already removed the platform, leaving Jimstar behind. Alan, what about him?
Jimstar cannot use my bridge, as much as I'd like to help.
Of course, I had nearly forgotten. His Ethelrin condition has made him averse to magic. If he tried to use Alan's stairs, he would probably fall through. Are y'all trying to make names for his stupid nobody? Okay. The watchman stood at the edge of the gap, measuring the distance. You want to jump across?
Should be able to make it. Be careful, lad.
Jimsar grabbed his sword and scabbard, holding it in front of him, fidgeting with it. He looked around left and right, trying to figure out something. What do you want to do? I can make the jump, but my sword might slip. I can't lose it. Throw it over. I'll hold it for you. He unlatched the scabbard from his belt, tying the hilt down with the strap so it would be less likely to come loose. Then he held it forward, preparing to angle the throw. Doubt sat on his face. If his legs are this uncertain when he jumps, then he's going to fall. Yes.
Don't you dare drop it, Remus.
I won't. Trust me. Jimsar took a deep breath and flung the scabbard and sword. I caught it effortlessly. Before I could even boast of its safety, he already leapt and landed with grace beside me. His greedy eyes were locked onto the blade, reaching out and snatching it from my hands. You fly like an eagle. Thank you. Glad we survived that water trap. Now that we were past the river, I felt as if a great weight had lifted off my shoulders. It was very unlikely to stumble into another watch sentries from here on out. Allen's road was still several days away, however. It will take a while, but at least I know he can relax a bit until then. The road will be longest from now on. It was a daunting idea, but it made me wish for a quick break. Our rumbling bellies were in agreement. This road was clearly disused and overgrown, but it made it feel that much safer. A perfect time to enjoy a meal and lay down for a moment. As I was removing my backpack, Allen removed his cloak and threw it alongside me.
I will make a fire.
As per our arrangement, I brought out the crackers for me and Jimsar. With a look, Allen judged us queer for our choice of food, but said nothing more of it. Jimsar and I munched on the stale treats together. He would look at me from time to time, checking whether I would get sick of the taste and admit defeat. I won't give you the satisfaction, Jimsar. We'll finish them all in no time, and then you can eat some proper meals with us. Once we were satisfied, Allen put on the fire. Do you think I have time to practice for a bit before we set off?
That should be fine.
I wouldn't mind taking a longer break. Slept a little bit, crocked last night. We all nodded in agreement. Jimsar walked off and sat under a tree. Allen stayed with me for a moment longer.
Anything I can help you with?
No, I just wanted to dabble a little bit. I've been meaning to try a few things.
Oh, I'm pleased to hear that. Confidence can be a very powerful tool for unlocking new insights. Very well.
He pulled out a hook and string from his satchel.
I've been looking forward to an opportunity to do a bit of fishing since we left. Find me by the river if you need any help. I might catch our dinner by then.
Good luck. I stepped on the grass, finding a good spot to meditate alone. Sharpen your focus. The shift into the twice aware state is very quick now. It has become second nature. I see everything normally, but I can see the energy resting beneath the surface. Only question now is how I tap into it. I know how to make a wisp. Can I do anything else? My mind works and attempts to create meaning out of nothing. To manifest a pattern which can subtract from beyond and add it forward. The torch was made of... The torch was made of candle and flight. Let's subtract candle from it. Suddenly, a spark flashes in front of me. That was fast. I wasn't able to control it. The concept needs to be refined if I want to make use of it. Music. Okay. Precision is key, I think. Alright, focus. Add flight. Remove candle. Find energy. I searched hard in my mind and soul to make sense of something. There is so much potential here. Why is it so difficult to bring it out? Come on. Give me the power. Find it. I will bring out a star. Now, set it loose. Flash. A bright white light appears in front of you. An instant later, I knew something was very wrong. The brilliant orb appeared as a wisp, but its inner light was swirling and bubbling like boiling metal. The sunlight glow burned my eyes before I felt the flashing heat begin to eat in my skin. On instinct, I struggled to keep it in place, coordinating my hands and my thoughts into the same action. I tried to grasp it and felt the scorching heat begin to brand my fur. Despite my attempt, I was shaking and vibrating faster and harder each moment. The pain is too much. I can't hold on. My control slips. Then came a stringing. The orb rippled and writhed, bouncing in place with a crackling speed. I felt its boundaries come loose. The essence blew between my fingertips. Suddenly it burst. A loud shockwave pushed me back. I fell down. I fell down and saw the scintillating ball zipping ahead like a comet and crashing into a tree. A sharp pain cut into my belly, making me scream. Every inch of my skin and pins and needles. I felt like I'm on fire. Panic grew within me as I began to listen to my body. No more thinking. My limbs flailed wildly. I tried to pat myself down, hitting every surface that felt sharp and hot.
Remus!
I felt a hand grab at my shoulder. Though I couldn't hold on, my body whirled away from everything, trying to escape itself. The molten presence enraptured me, driving me crazy in a fit of desperate survival. My eyes were melting. I can see, but nothing made sense. Whether the flames were growing or dying out, I couldn't tell. Exist within this furnace, only to writhe, only to thrash until the end comes. Life can be snuffed out. Is it my time already? Suddenly, I feel a pair of strong arms clasp around my chest. They pull me back and hold me down. The bear tries to wrestle me out. Wrestle me out of his mad pyre.
Calm down! Calm down!
He had restrained me, unable to move. I despaired, shaking violently and trying to escape, though it wouldn't let up.
Why are you doing this?
Why are you doing this? If I can't shake off these flames, then they will cut even deeper into my flesh. Let me go, please. I want to live. It hurts. My fur is all but gone. Let me keep my flesh. As desperation runs its final course, numbness begins to set in. For a moment, I thought it was a death's caress. The heat begins to fade, first in my core, then in my neck and limbs. Legs still feel like they're on fire, but gradually it goes away. It all ends up at my toes and fingertips. The lunacy begins to fade, I can see. My body goes limp in my arms. I nearly pass out, but Alan keeps shaking me.
Remus! Remus!
I try to focus and come back to my senses, but it's so difficult. My head tilts forward, and I am able to see my body. There's no signs of fire, no smoke remaining. No burnt fur, no scars, not even a patch of charred fabric on as my clothes are intact. What happened to me? Before I could even begin to process the experience, my perception flared. Out of the corner of my eye, I spotted something lurking in the bush. My mind is sharp enough, but my body is still too weak. I can only mutter the words. Alan, behind you! He turned and saw it. Dog, wolf, animal. Like actual animal. What? Those exist here? I'm confused. It's okay. The beast, a homogeneous creature with knives in its mouth and death in its eyes, the biggest predator I had ever seen. A thing of nightmares, it stood there, watching, ready to leap at a moment's notice. Alan moved slowly.
Fuck.
The moment felt frozen in time. I hung onto it for dear life, afraid of what was to come. Its nostrils flared, then it dashed forward.
No!
Jimstar came down like lightning and slashed at the creature's side, throwing it off balance. The beast recoiled, falling down and scampering away, howling in pain and gushing dark blood. It paused and studied. Yeah, it paused and studied him for a moment before turning tail and running away. Jimstar tries to give chase, but it was too fast. Darn it! He rushed over towards me, and they both helped me stand up, putting my arms around their shoulders.
What the hell happened?
What was that thing?
An afflicted beast. Your flashy spell drew it in. Drew it to you. Mercy. I never expected to see one, big one so far south.
My head was ringing. I rubbed my temples and snarled.
What happened to you, lad? Are you all right?
I pulled myself away from them, finding the strength to stand on my own 2 feet. Alan didn't want to let me go. Remus, you're fine. Everything seems to be fine. I brought my paws forward and studied them, searching for any searing damage. There was none. Yet it felt so real. I can't believe it. Was I imagining things? I patted myself down, inspecting all the places where I felt sensitive and weak. Nothing but a little bit of soreness. I looked up and saw the tree. Its trunk had been splintered in half, exposing its charred black core. The pain stabbed me in the belly again and sent me stumbling back. Jimstar caught me. Easy, fella. Jimstar caught me. Okay. The ache came as soon as I thought about my affliction, echoing with ripples through my body and down the arms and legs. I felt so cold. I let the shivering pang die out before making many other movements. My belly. I moved my hands down to grab my shirt. I lifted it up, exposing my torso.
Damn it.
The blue tendrils had grown. Each branch had nearly doubled in length, and even that spurred a few of its own tiny shoots. Like a weed of flesh, it infected my sense of touch, claiming it for its own, itching gestures, like tiny bugs crawling under my skin. The prickling sensation reached stinging peaks, but after a while it all went numb again. I touched it. My belly feels almost normal again, but something was lost in the process.
Remus, talk to me.
I'm fine now, I think.
What did you do?
When I thought about the sigil, the pain shot through me. Even now, I can feel it lurking under the surface, ready to burst out again. I'll need to be careful about how I recall memories. Simply thinking the wrong thing might trigger another episode. Can I remember the fire? I had a hunch. I tried to cast something else, like a different wisp, but everything went wrong so quickly. I couldn't control it. I tried to, but it broke out of its shape. And then it burned my hands and my face.
You weren't burnt. You weren't burning. You were mad.
My eyes were drawn to the tree, which had somehow broken in half. That's where I threw that spell. Mercy. How in the world did I do that? Alan noticed my enthralled stare, glancing that way too.
You did a number on that thing, though.
Is it normal to do something like that?
No, not normal at all.
Alan took a closer look at the azure veins surrounding my sigil. He touched me, trying to feel for anything strange.
Are you in pain?
Not anymore. Earlier it was as if I had a knife stuck in me. Alan seemed dumbfounded, shaking his head with as much concern and disapproval as I'd ever seen him show before.
Mercy, this. Remus, I think you should stop dabbling in magic.
What? Why?
However long you have left before this curse consumes you, it got shorter. Something you did caused the affliction to spread. You are killing yourself if you keep experimenting like this.
I did something I shouldn't have, and now I know there is a risk. It won't happen again. I promise.
Of course it won't, because you're not using magic anymore.
No.
Remus, don't fight me on this.
But you were right. I know I can help.
You'll kill yourself.
It won't happen.
Remus, no more magic!
He yelled at me, but I wasn't angry at him. Even though he raised his voice, I knew he wasn't angry either. Fury is fear in another form, and he is very, very afraid. Sooner or later I'll die. When this thing wraps itself all over my body and squeezes my soul out of it. All of us want to prevent that future. You said that my magic can help us figure out a cure.
Not anymore. Not if this has a chance of happening. I never want you to put yourself in danger, in any way. You need to stay safe for as long as possible. For as long as I can find a solution.
What if you can't?
Don't. Do not talk like that. We'll find it.
He looked so desperate and frustrated. I wanted to find the right words to help relieve his mind, but I can't. But I wasn't sure if he was ready for it. Jimsar and I suffer the same condition and have the same strange sigil on our bodies. All of this is part of some kind of old kind of magic.
It's a Nigantine curse, Remus. Do not mess with it.
There has to be a reason why it allows me to use magic.
Seekers have been studying this kind of magic for decades. Let them work on it. We need to focus on a way to save you.
What if having this sigil and being able to use magic is not a coincidence? What if we need to look there?
We will not. I will not let you gamble your life away when we still have other things we can try.
I'm sorry, Alan. I can't. His sharp glare would not allow me to escape.
Do you understand what you did? What kind of magic you just used? Conjuring and shaping forces like that require extreme care and mindful practice. You're lucky you didn't actually set yourself on fire.
It won't happen again.
Don't lie to me, Remus. Do you want to die? Are you ready to give up now?
No.
Then stop this foolishness.
I can do...
You won't. I forbid you from doing anything of the sort.
You can't control my thoughts, Alan. His stark expression gradually faded into regret, letting his eyes lower and sulk.
I only want what's best for you. You know that, don't you?
I know.
Then stop with the stubbornness. Listen, Remus. You'll have all the time in the world to learn magic.
I mean, but will he, though? It's not about that.
We can go north, Mercy. I'll take you to the sanctuary in
Borstias?
You like. You can study anywhere you want. We can go to Ice Keep and absorb the frost farms and the squall tree. We can go see Hasbro's wall and take a piece of it with us back home. There are so many things you can see and study. You have no idea. Don't throw it all away because of this excitement. I want you to. I want you to live. I want you to have a good life, alright? Why are you so desperate to rush things right now? Everything has its own time. Please.
He worries, his worries made me difficult to refuse. But I did not say anything. I couldn't. I know you care for me, but it has blinded you to the obvious. The last thing I want to do is upset you, Alan. For my sake and yours, I have to keep looking. A piece of the puzzle is hidden within me, and I have to find it. I just know it. The gentle descent of my silence and lowered gaze seemed to have put an end to the conversation, and as he turned and stomped away, I'm sorry. Jimsar was still there, looking between us, and he judged me as well.
Are you sure you're right in the head?
Oh no! Oh, I'm sure I'm not right in the head, but that's what's going to save us. He sighed. Oh, what was that thing? An afflicted beast. There's loads of them throughout the north. Beasts changed by magic, driven mad. What a terrifying creature. We'll have to keep an eye out for them now. Are those things made? Pervaders can create them, sure, but most of the things you'll see out in the wild are simply that, wild. They'll end up like that because they're exposed to magical energies in the north, mostly Borstias, whatever. Strange to see one so far south. Wait, if I can use magic a lot, I'll end up creating those things myself? No, that would be too easy. In old times, Pervaders built magic relays like obsidian all over the world that kept, which used to power up their spells.
Those things were responsible for these wretched creatures. A part of the Silver and Watch's mission is to find these remnants, remnant relays, and ruin them so they stop causing trouble. There are little to none left in the domain, but the Seekers preserve them wherever they can in the north. But could there be one nearby? Maybe, but I doubt it. I know there are very few reported beast sightings until you get closer to the northern border, meaning they're not likely to find any active relays around these parts. This one was probably just a strangler. Things are getting more dangerous. I need to become more useful if something like this happens again. Can't rely on Jimsar to save my butt every time. You saved my life again. Thank you. All in a day's work. Dude, chill ass. You've caused enough trouble. Wait, you've caused quite a stir. The voice startled me from behind. I turned and saw him standing at the edge of the road. One might wonder if you wanted us to find you. Another one approached from beyond a distant tree, then another one from the bush. Two under the bridge. More rustling from behind, and more of them came out from every direction. We were surrounded, outnumbered by a dozen men. A couple of other flourished swords. A couple of them flourished swords, and one held a crossbow aimed at my chest. Even without their weapons, those sigils would convince me of their threat just as well. We huddled close together. Jimsar brandished his own sword, though he knew not to make a move. We can't fight this. I kind of want to stop the stream. I don't know how long the scene is going to go for, so I think it probably is best to stop there. That's an hour and a half of reading. Oh my god, a cliffhanger? Yeah! It'll make you want to tune in next week, right? Make you tune in next week for the next Dragon Ball Z. I haven't actually watched that anime. Whoops. I have a couple of things I need to do, but I'll then be in the voice chat on the Discord in a bit. So if you all want to stop by there, if you want to do that, I'll be there in a bit. Just got to do something real quick. You would watch every anime but Dragon Ball Z. I read the manga instead, Cody. Get on my level. I read all 40-something volumes. It's whatever. But yeah, I'll end the stream now. I'll see you around, everyone.